friends, it's Nancy, and I'm taking a little break from the tag situation. I still have 3 to go. I thought I had 18, but I actually have 19, I guess. But I want to get back to this journal that I was working on. So I have put in the spine, and it's time to start working on the pages. Whoops, I have my phone plugged in and I just hit the wire. Sorry, let me adjust that so that I don't do it again. Okay, I've chosen 3 of the book pages because it's going to be a thin book. It's going to have 3 signatures. So I've chosen 3 pages that I want to use as sort of the anchor pages for the separate signatures, but they need some reinforcement. I don't want to use washi tape, so I've just torn out some Christmas Carol music, but I'm going to grunge it up a bit. Let's just grab a piece of scrap paper here. And a little bit of antique linen. So hope everybody's doing well. It's Sunday morning. And I said to Doug this morning, I said, let's go. We had gotten 2 huge packages of ground beef yesterday that was on sale. And so yesterday I made meatloaf, and he wants to make a pot of chili. And the rest, I guess, we'll have to put in the freezer. So I said to him this morning, why don't we go and get that chili going, and then it can just cook in the slow cooker all day. And then we can both have the rest of the day to do whatever we want. And he said, why don't we just have leftovers? Because I had leftover meatloaf and mashed potatoes from last night. Why don't we just have leftovers and you can do whatever you want all day anyway? Well, I can't argue with that kind of intelligence. That sounds like sheer genius to me. So here I am. Now, let me report back on the weighted blanket situation. I do believe it's helping. I actually slept in this morning. I didn't get out of bed till 7:30, and I'm usually up 5:30. And I went to bed early. So I went to bed with a book and read. I don't think I read very long before the book dropped out of my hand and landed on my face. And I thought, oh, I guess it's time to turn off the lights. And so I had a good sleep. I do wish I had gotten the kind that is the cooling kind, because I do get hot. I want to make sure I get the staffs in there, not the staffs, the clefts. The hardest part for me is choosing the paper for journals. Once the paper's chosen, I'm good. Here's one. I also did a translation. Looked like blah, blah, blah. Looked online for an English-German translation thingamajiggy. So this means on Christmas Eve. So I've just penciled that into the margin there, just lightly. So it can be erased if someone has far better German skills than me. I think this might be my last Christmas journal for the year. Although last week I got the cutest book and I'm itching to do it. But, I mean, it's November 21st now. Like, I don't know. I'm just setting those to the side so that they can dry, and I'm opening them up to dry so that there won't be a problem. I'm so excited that the Canadian government has announced that we don't have to, for short trips across the border, we don't have to get a PCR test anymore. Starting November 30th. So that's exciting. My only concern, of course, as ever, is weather. Because Buffalo gets some lake effect snow. Not that we don't get a little bit of snow, but we don't get near as much snow as the folks in Buffalo. So if I do go for a couple of days in the winter, it'll have to be on days that the weatherman proclaims to be looking clear. Oops, I didn't mean to smack that. All right. Next up, I'm going to grab an extra page and to use as a template. So I want all my pages to be at most as high as the original. And I'm just going to trim off almost 1/8 of an inch. So that's going to be my template. So I don't need a lot of papers. I need a longer ruler to measure. So it's 9 3/4. By 7 9/16. I'll probably just go with 7.5. All right, now I need lace. Let's grab some lace. I like to put lace on my anchor pages. I want something with a little bit of color, not color, but not white. Oh, that's too bad that is white. That's not bad. What about this one? Ooh, I like this one too. I think we're going to do that one. I do have some other vintage crochet, but I think that's what I'm going to go with. Let me just look in this box, make sure there isn't. Ooh, I'll probably use that for a pocket. No, this one has actual roses on it, I think. Yeah. We'll have to use that one for a pocket. Not you. Gosh, that's pretty. I don't think it'll go with the cover, though. You know what? It sort of does. I don't think I have very much of that. Okay. I think I'm going to use it. So what I think I'll do is I think I'll put on the front page of this first signature, I'll put a piece. I'll put a piece on both sides of the center signature and the back page of the third signature. And that way it'll be spread evenly through the journal. I think that's going to be good. Excuse me. Let's have a slurp of coffee. And just leaves me with this teeny light little piece, which I'll use. Hang on to that. going to trim a little bit of the netting off. I might need a new blade in this. Yeah, let's get a new blade because I don't want to wreck my lace. Have you ever seen how to change your blade? So these ones are used ones, and I just put the used ones in there and then they can be thrown out safely. That one's a new one. So this is an Olfa, and I use the Olfa brand blades even though they're more expensive, because they are, I believe they're better. So sometimes you'll get lint and stuff under there, so I just make sure I wipe that out. Okay, so it comes apart like that. This piece doesn't come off, the blade cover. So we're going to put that bolt through there, and then the blade. Now see this little washer thing? You want to put it up so it's like a little cowboy hat, so the edges are, and that's how I remember, is by thinking about a cowboy hat. And then where the recess, like one side's flat, one side has a recess, put the recess down and screw. Okay. And it's so much nicer to cut when you have a sharp blade. It just goes through like hot knife through butter. And I remember how hard that was to cut the first one. And it got all jammed down in here. Had to pull it apart. Nope, it just goes right through. Now, this is bugging me. Blech. Okay. Figure out which side is. I'm going to use glue stick and then stitch down the net part. So there's one. And this is the second signature. And I want to do the front and I want to do both sides, the front and the back of the signature. Sometimes very hard to tell what's the front and what's the back. And in order to get this on straight, I'm sort of following the margin. And this one we're going to put on back. And you're probably wondering, Nancy, why aren't you putting it on the back of the page? Well, I want the lace to all be facing up from the front cover so that it's not backwards. I don't know if that makes sense. It's just the way my brain works. Anyway, gonna stitch those. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to change threads, maybe not. Let me pause while I do that. All right, so there's that part done. I've got them all stitched on. Oh, I want to point out, if you're wondering why I didn't fold these right in half, I wanted to make sure that the words were on one side of the fold or the other. I didn't want the words to be folded so that in theory they could be read. And this one says Merry Christmas, this one says a Christmas Eve, and this one says a nice Christmas party. All right, so there's that. Now to start choosing other papers. Okay, let me get some stuff together. Okay, got a few things. So I grabbed one of these Christmas Carol books that I have recently picked up. Because this junk journal has a sort of a musical theme to it, in that it has a lady playing an organ, I thought it'd be nice to have some little music pages in there. So I'm just going to take out these okay. This one's got words on it talking about Christmas carols, but I think that's okay. Maybe I'll use that one instead. No. I'm thinking about using this page actually. And then the next signature this page so that you can continue reading the story. And then this one has 4 carols that are all begin and end on the same page, so that's good. This one can go somewhere else to be used for something else. I love the inside cover. I don't think all of them have this inside cover, but what a great base to make a nice journal card or title page, or so we'll put that aside. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. There's that. Did you hear that little cat making little noises? So these are some tea-dyed papers that I made. This is sort of a typing paper weight. And I chose 3 different ones. So slightly different lace. And what did we say this was going to be? 7 9/16. Hi, kitty. What's going on? I'm going to have to do these separately. Okay. 9 3/4 is... Oh, he's singing again. I gotta stop. Okay, let's see what we can get done. So this is a vintage Christmas card. And I'm thinking that would be perfect for a pocket. I'm afraid I gotta go iron this. Whoa. And I broke my iron. Hi, kidders. Oh, he's singing again. Oh my gosh. Oh my word. I sent him on an errand. He says, you should put a light on, some kind of red light or something, so I know when you're filming. I said it would have to be a flashing red light. And he says, you're right, because I wouldn't pay attention to the light. I'm just getting my papers ready. Actually was able to save a few pages from the little kernel book that I had pulled out because it was getting too thick. getting sort of thick. So I was able to pull some of those out. And just a little trim and they were perfect. Did want to do a little bit of stenciling. I don't know what I did with my stencil. Oh well, that'll happen anyway, right? So here I have got some parchment style paper. This has a belly band on it. This is a first day cover. I'm going to cut the top off of it. Oops. Well, I'm going to cut the bottom off of it. This is one of the punches that I got at that the craft bits and pieces store in Rochester. I don't know if it's in Rochester. Near Rochester. Let's give this a little bit of ink. Part of Rochester. Rochester seems to have a lot of little towns in it. Oh, I've got this page that Catherine gave me this paper. Got this little card that I sewed this lace onto the back, and I sewed some of this crochet lace on the front. It hangs over because it is, it's shorter, but the lace will go the length of the book. This is some vintage wrapping paper. You can see there's a piece of tape there. This is a book from, or a book page from, it was a book about 12 Days of Christmas, and it was all woodcuts. There's the music pages and the tea-dyed lacy papers and the original book pages. So I think I can start assembling and sewing in the signatures. So thank you so much for joining me today. We will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.